Morning, everyone. Morning. Why don't we give ourselves a hand clap of thanks for reaching our goal or about to reach our goal? We are just happy about that this year. Yes. I'm not sure what it is, but somehow there's an adrenaline going through the group and something is making it happen.
Yes.
And so we are glad indeed. Oh.
Yes.
Today I'd like for us to take a rest stop along the journey.
All right.
A rest stop. You know, years ago when everybody was going by car, you had various rest stops all over the place. We still have them, but a lot of times people are flying here and flying there and all that kind of thing, and the travel by car may not be as much, but if you travel by bus, you always know there's going to be a stop someplace. And these rest stops are important. I am, and I hope you are still on a high note from our revival with Brother Gerard. It was last Sunday's message which really reflects today's experience. Take nothing for the journey. We were told that we have everything we need. That's right. Humility, companionship, and most of all, God's grace. God's grace that will give us the zeal and the courage and the hope that bringing good news to people might really have an effect in their lives. He also reminded us that there will be time, as Jesus told the 12, when people will reject you.
That's right. That's right.
When our presence will not be wanted and our message will not be accepted.
All right.
Ezekiel was told that he was going to be sent to a people hard of face and obstinate of heart. We in our world too are sent to this people who are out of work, sometimes don't care about working. We are sent to people who today are sometimes only interested in their own pleasure.
Right.
And we have people today whose eyes are fixed on everything except the Lord.
All right.
We have people who are occupied with their cell phones and cars and media of all sorts and not particularly concerned about anything but their own self-interest. So the hard of heart people were not just in Ezekiel's day, but they're in ours too. One of the things the preacher suggested to us that if we look at Psalm 123, it might help us during those times when we are feeling rejection and have been rejected. Psalm 23 talks about keeping your eyes fixed on the Lord. So brothers and sisters, here we are. Today the 12 return, and Jesus has had a debriefing session with them. How did that debriefing session go? I'm sure some of them said, we had a tremendous experience, Lord. Everything went well where we went. And two others might have said to him, well, where we went, we visited 5 different places, and 3 people didn't want to hear us.
That's right.
But the others did. And so the stories went on. And of course, it's summertime. Summertime then, summertime now. And the 12 are tired, they're hungry. People are coming and going in great numbers, Mark says. And so what do you need? You need a break.
That's right.
You need a rest stop. You need a retreat.
Yes.
You need some time when you can say, all right, for now.
All right. Amen.
Jesus says, come away and rest a while. You need time to be together, to tell your stories, to eat and to sit and to talk and to be revived so that you can continue the journey. Now today, what I'd like for us to do is to call out a great thanksgiving, because that journey and that mission is what we do here. For those of you who are only here on Sunday, you might wonder what is it that goes on during the week and what is it that happens around here. I'm going to mention 4 groups, fearing the fact that I have not mentioned every group. We can't mention every single group here, but four that I would say are very important for our worship and for us even to have church. We could not live without our catechists. Our catechists are the ones who bring the faith to young people. They're the ones who instruct young people. And they're the ones who are constantly calling parents to remind parents, please bring your children. You know how tiring that is. Reminding them, and so-and-so said yes, but so-and-so didn't come. Catechists work extremely hard. And each year, there's the first penance and the first communion and there's confirmation. That doesn't happen just by itself. Catechists are the ones who spend the time. You know, they have all this meeting preparation time even before they talk with the children or the young people. They have to prepare themselves of what they're doing. And so our catechists are extremely important to the life of the parish. Remember, each parish has to be sustaining and self-sustaining. Self-sustaining, in our membership and in our money, but self-sustaining in our worship. If our worship doesn't make sense, nobody's going to come.
That's right. That's right.
So we have to have folks who are dedicated. And so, as we think about the 12 who went their way, I am thinking not about 12, but I'm thinking about catechists. And those catechists who need to be refreshed, replenished, and given a sense of newness so that their job does not run stale, but are always animated and encouraged to bring others. The choir. Each week, the choir gathers. This summer in particular, we have made some changes. We have made some improvements. We're hoping to make improvements. And all of that is causing stress on our choir. We appreciate the choir because without music, what's the church going to do?
That's right. That's right.
What's the church going to do? You have to have music.
That's right.
You have to have a choir that's enthusiastic, that's hopeful, and that's moving us forward.
That's right. Amen.
So each and every time they meet, and they meet more frequently than you can imagine, because all that you hear on Sunday has to be planned.
Yes.
All that you hear on Sunday, people have had to get up, take the time to get here, feeling wonderful, and sometimes not feeling so wonderful, but they go through all of that in order to have our worship stand out and have our worship mean something for all of us.
Amen.
So our choir, we are thankful for our choir, thankful for their hardships, their anxieties from time to time, but we're thankful for the fact that they are here and voluntarily want to help enrich our music and our worship.
Amen.
So they are to be thanked.
Yes.
Amen. There is another group too. Our ushers. Now, remember, I'm thinking about the worship ministry in particular. I'm not saying anything about the parish council, the finance council, and all these other, that's fine, that's essential, that's important. It's not as essential as this is. Our ushers, people see them every week. Our ushers are in the back. They're concerned about safety. We have had, in case you don't know, a number of meetings regarding safety. As you know, in our country, some churches have had bad experiences. There's been shootings. You remember South Carolina and what happened at Bible study in the church in South Carolina, in Charleston. So we too are concerned about safety. The churches in the Archdiocese are concerned about safety. Every Baptist and Methodist and any kind of church gathering you can imagine are concerned about safety because people in church on Sunday are sitting ducks, in a sense. You're looking this way, somebody else comes in that way, and you don't expect it.
That's right.
So our ushers are working hard to keep us safe, and they have been planning these meetings, and things have gone well with them, but they ought to be thanked. They ought to be thanked for what they have done for us. Our Altar Rosary Society. The Altar Rosary Society, I think, has been around for an awful long time. But we want to point them out today because when it comes to Christmas time and Easter time, year after year after year after year, we have flowers. We have flowers. And it's their work that makes that happen. So we are thankful to the Altar Rosary Society for the many things that they do for us. Now I'm saying all of this to say, Jesus sent his disciples out 2 by 2, and they went to various places. We don't know what the places they went to, but they went scouring all over the place. Then they came back and they gave a report to the Lord. We have people who go out too. And without these hardworking and dedicated persons, our parish could not run. We could not be here each Sunday. Now, having said that, and here I am trying to make up here, this is a make-up session now. I didn't say anything about Vine and Branches Ministry, we're thankful to them. Amen. I didn't say anything about St. Vincent de Paul, we're thankful to them. Amen. I didn't say anything about our evangelization committee, we're thankful to them. Amen. I didn't say anything about worship, we're thankful to them. I didn't say anything about stewardship, we're thankful to them. And again, thankful to our parish council, and our finance council, and naturally our prayer warriors who are here before Mass and after Mass. They were here this Sunday, were they not?
Yes.
I didn't come out to sing. They were here.
Absolutely.
Prayer warriors. Now, all of these folks are important, and I'm not trying to slight anybody, but what I'm talking about is people are sent out to do mission.
Yes, that's
and
right.
You might say, well, you know, I'm not in Israel. What am I doing? The fact that the choir meets each week, that takes effort and time. The fact that the Altar Rosary people come together and have their discussions, and that takes time. In our culture, as you know, nobody is forced to do anything.
That's right.
We can all just stand there, whatever. Just get up to work and go home.
Yep.
People go out of their way. This is one way of saying or to get work and ministry done. We are grateful that these folks want to do it, number one, and that they continue to do it each week, number two. And the other side of that is, we're grateful that from time to time, the Lord says to us, rest.
Yes.
Go to a place and rest a while. Don't rest all the time. Rest a while. So, with all this in mind, this deserted place, what happened if we did not stop for a rest? Well, the place would fall apart. We would, in a sense, steer people the wrong way because of our tiredness. Mm-hmm. And when you get tired, what happens?
Yeah.
Your mood changes.
Yes.
One might even get ugly. And ugliness is not a place for ministry.
That's right.
If we do not have a rest stop, we run the risk of scattering the sheep, driving them away, as Jeremiah said today in that first reading. If we do not have a rest stop, we have not cared for our people like a good shepherd. That's right. And that good shepherd is the Lord himself. So brothers and sisters, today, here is what I'm asking you. And I'm asking you to make your own decision about this, because all of this is very, very personal. Where is your desert place away? Where do you go? Where is your desert place away? I've checked this on Google, so I'm correct in saying this. You have 2,208 hours of summertime left. And you have 129,600 minutes of summertime left, according to Google. Okay? So what do you do with this time? And when you get to your rest stop, what do you do there at your rest stop? That place where you go, by the way, it's suggested to some of us priests, that once a month one should have some time when you, and this is outside of retreat time, where you can just be and kind of exist. So what do you do when you get there to that place? Well, the first thing I would suggest is that you do nothing.
Like nothing.
That you do nothing.
I like nothing.
Observe and reflect and be. The second thing I would think is that you should smell the air.
Yes, yes.
Smell the air around you. Then I would suggest read a book or read an article. And then pray. Listen to the Holy Spirit working in your own heart.
Yes, yes.
Say a rosary. Pray a novena. Have a sandwich.
Yeah.
Have something to drink.
Yes.
But not a beer, please. No beer. And think about Psalm 23, that wonderful Psalm 23, which we had sung this morning. And it's such a perfect psalm. You know, we use it a lot for funerals, but don't just think about a funeral. Think about your rest time, that time away, your rest stop. The Lord is my shepherd, it begins, I shall not want.
Yes.
Think about the meaning that Jesus has for you in your own heart. In verdant pastures, he gives me repose.
Yes.
We're thinking about outside. We're thinking about a wonderful experience, nature. You know, thanks be to God, we have nature around us. And thanks be to God, we have lakes around us.
Thank you.
Thanks be to God for all of that, so that we can, from time to time, do this reflection.
Thank you.
And he says, besides restful waters, he leads me.
Yes.
Now, I know some of you don't like outside because of the bees and all these things that sting and all of this stuff and all that, but I don't know what to tell you. But, that's the way it is. Finally, toward the end of the psalm, only goodness and kindness follow me all the days of my life.
Yes.
And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for years to come.
Yes.
Psalm 23 is a perfect companion for that rest stop area that you find yourself in. And then what happens before you know it, the 1 hour or the 2 hours is over. And then you say, oh, I have to get back to work. I have to get back to ministry. But you found that you have made a fruitful time, a fruitful investment in that time off, that time away, that time when you were able to say, I'm taking a break. When Jesus disembarked, he saw a vast crowd of people and was moved with pity for them, for they were like sheep without a shepherd. Jesus saw them, and immediately it was back to work.
Yes. Yes.
It says that he taught them many things. You don't know all that he taught them? He taught them many things. Now, brothers and sisters, we too realize that it's time for the ministry to continue. Now that we are refreshed and renewed because of that time off, we now have the inner peace that St. Paul was talking about today. We who were far away from Jesus now have become near. This break in our activity, this rest period has made us all the more ready to be of service to God's people.
Yes.
Let us not stop, but let us take the time, as Jesus is telling us today, to reflect and to rest.
Yes.
Next week, we will be at that same spot where Jesus is meeting all of these people. And a great, great miracle will take place.
Amen. Amen.